Hey there guys, welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa 3. The end of Host Peak Academy, or school, or whatever they're actually calling it now. I don't know, I'm not a scientician. The point is, we are back, we are in the Despair arc, episode 10. 2 episodes left until the end of this arc. We are getting close to the finale. So, before I start, I do want to talk. I mentioned this briefly in the last episode I recorded, that I was a little bit frustrated with certain elements of this, and I wanted to kind of go into detail about specifically what those elements were and why I was frustrated about them, because you guys have a right to know. So, the big thing that frustrates me about the way the Despair arc has come out, yes, there are a couple of things that don't line up with what the games have established, such as the fact that Izuru wasn't supposed to have met any of his classmates before the, boat ride, but at the same time, there was amnesia in play. I mean, I can get over that. That doesn't really bother me. Mikan bothers me. Mikan's backstory in Danganronpa 2 was that she was, she was always picked on, everyone was mean to her, she never really had a friend until Junko. And then as soon as she, showed up with, what's his name? Unfortunately, I'm in a hotel room now, so I don't actually have my list in front of me, and normally I'm recording this where I have my, anime on one screen, and I can look at the other screen, but the other screen's across the room right now. So, I don't, Chiesa or something? As soon as I saw him with the animator and with the Ultimate Imposter, and they were both just super nice to her, I was like, wait, but that's not supposed to be. But even that, I kind of was able to get past. What bothers me about Mikan is that Junko was never really all that nice to her. Junko was kind of just an abusive bee almost since they met. And that's really, really frustrating to me, because Danganronpa 2 and Ultra Despair Girls set up Junko as to being this kind of master manipulator. This, great psychologist that is going to figure out exactly where you're vulnerable and exploit that, and kind of twist you emotionally and mentally until you are the person she needs you to be. And I thought that was super cool, and I was like, wow. So it kind of ended up with this situation where in a world or a school full of people with extraordinary abilities, the most influential and the most dangerous person is the one that is the manipulator. The one that doesn't necessarily have any great skills other than the fact that they can figure out what makes you tick and turn you against your own ideals. And it was really, really interesting to think about that. Everyone else is this, great superhuman, but all of them, except for maybe Izuru, just fall before Junko and her manipulation. And then I watched this anime, and I don't see Junko really manipulating anyone. She brainwashes, but that's not nearly as cool. It's like, oh, okay, so Mikan can brainwash. I would have preferred if she was a manipulator, because a manipulator is, you're kind of winning a contest of wills with someone else, and you're outthinking them so severely you change core aspects of personalities. It's not as cool whenever you're just directly, stabbing them in the brain, and, I'm like, it's kind of like, I have more respect for a great knife fighter than I do a great marksman. Because a knife fighter, at least, is overcoming their adversaries in a more even contest. A great marksman is just killing people from afar before the person may even know that they're being attacked. I mean, it's impressive, but it isn't nearly as, hand-to-hand combat, and you haven't been beaten in 100 or something like that, So, I am enjoying this anime, don't get me wrong, but the way they treated Mikan's character just really seems to go against, and it also is actually going against the Junko I had in my head. Which I can't necessarily blame the company for, but I do feel like a lot of what we know about Junko doesn't... It meshes with the character we see, but the character we see in the anime seems more one-dimensional. The Junko that I've been led to know from the games, has her, psychotic tendencies, and, is not anyone's friend, and will absolutely twist wills for her own ends, but she is still silent and manipulative and patient, and we don't really see that here. You know, we don't see the law. Granted, it's because we saw her right as the game was beginning, but she's just breaknecking it, and I don't see the calm and the exacting plotting at work. She just, at the end, she just seems lucky, frankly. Like, I don't feel like the Junko we're seeing is someone that would have been able to get away with as much as she's gotten away with, and it makes me wonder how she got away with it. But, that said, let's get into the episode.